She sabotaged my career to get a child-free Vegas weekend and accidentally lost her kids forever. I was staring blindly at my phone screen, watching a video of my sister clinking margarita glasses on a Las Vegas rooftop, while her abandoned 3-year-old wiped grape jelly across my pristine white sofa. The police were already on their way, and I was about to hit send on an email that would ensure she came home to an empty house, a restraining order, an absolute professional ruin. My charcoal gray blazer felt like a suit of armor as I stood in front of my hallway mirror, adjusting the lapels for the 5th time. I traced the embossed silver lettering on my heavy leather portfolio. 6 months. 6 agonizing months of grueling, soul-crushing architectural exams, 4 separate rounds of intensely competitive technical interviews, and dozens of sleepless nights hunched over drafting tables. I was exactly 90 minutes away from sitting across from the global board of directors for the lead architect position at one of the most prestigious firms on the planet. This wasn't just a job promotion. This was the ultimate escape hatch. It meant doubling my current salary, gaining a corner office overlooking the Chicago skyline, and finally moving to the city I had dreamed of living in since I was a teenager. The firm's CEO had flown in from London specifically to conduct this final, 4-hour culture fit interview. The stakes were astronomical. My stomach was a tight knot of nervous energy, but my mind was diamond clear. I had the blueprints memorized down to the millimeter. I was ready to conquer the world. Then, the screech of burning rubber against asphalt shattered the quiet Saturday morning. I flinched, my hand jerking and smearing a jagged black streak of eyeliner across my eyelid. Pounding erupted at my front door. It wasn't a polite knock. It was a desperate, violent hammering that rattled the glass panes. I yanked the door open to find my older sister, Sarah, standing on my porch. She looked completely manic. Her mascara was running down her cheeks in dark, chaotic streaks, and her breath was catching in jagged, theatrical gasps. She had her 5-year-old son, Leo, gripped tightly by the wrist, and her 3-year-old daughter, Mia, slung haphazardly over her hip. Both kids were still wearing their wrinkled pajamas from the night before. Mom fell, Sarah screamed, shoving past me into the narrow foyer and nearly knocking over my umbrella stand. Her spine, Jasmine, it's her spine. She fell down the basement stairs and they're rushing her into emergency surgery right now. I felt the blood physically drain from my face, a cold, heavy numbness spreading rapidly down my neck and into my fingertips. The leather portfolio slipped from my grasp, hitting the hardwood floor with a heavy, sickening thud. What hospital? Is she awake? I stammered, my architectural blueprints entirely forgotten as sheer panic hijacked my nervous system. Take the kids. I can't take them into the ICU. There's blood everywhere and they are prepping her for the knife right now. She screamed again, her voice echoing shrilly off the high ceilings. Before I could process the words, before I could even ask for an address or a phone number, she dumped the 2 children onto my living room rug. She threw a half-empty, crumpled box of Cheerios onto my glass console table, spun around on her heel, and sprinted back out the front door. She threw herself into the driver's seat of her Honda, slammed it into gear, and reversed over my manicured front lawn. The tire smoked as she peeled out, leaving a dark, ugly skid mark across the concrete. She didn't leave a diaper bag. She didn't leave a change of clothes. She didn't even leave a sippy cup. The clock in the hallway chimed. It was 8:42 a.m. My chest heaved as I looked down at my niece and nephew. Mia immediately started crying, terrified by her mother's frantic disappearance, while Leo just stood there, clutching a sticky plastic toy car, looking completely shell-shocked. I stared at my phone, the screen blurring through a fresh, hot wave of panicked tears. I had to make the call. I couldn't drive to downtown Chicago for a 4-hour interview while my mother was being sliced open on an operating table. Family first. It had always been family first. My fingers shook violently as I dialed Mr. Sterling, the firm's hiring manager. When he answered, his voice was crisp, expectant, and aggressively professional. Jasmine, we're getting the boardroom ready for you. The CEO is reviewing your sustainable housing portfolio now. If you think this is just a tragic story about sacrificing a life-changing career for a family emergency, brace yourself. By 10 a.m., these tears of panic are going to transform into a white-hot, calculated rampage. When a 5-year-old accidentally dropping a bombshell that changes everything. To watch full story follow on screen instructions.